Imagine that every action you take is a brick from which you build your destiny. Every habit is either a solid foundation or a weak link that can one day bring everything down. How often we underestimate the power of habits, allowing small but harmful actions to steer us in directions we don't even realize. Now imagine another. What if you could consciously choose the habits that would become your pillars? The ones that would not just change your day, but dramatically transform your entire life. What if you knew the secrets to forming the habits that made great people what they became? In this video, we explored just that. We'll break down the key habits that shape a person's destiny. This is not just a set of tips, it's a guide for those who want to become the master of their life and take control. You will learn how small actions, repeated day after day, can turn into a powerful force that shapes your character, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. We will talk about why habits are more important than motivation, why your actions say more about you than your words, and how the conscious choice of habits helps not only to achieve success, but also to live in harmony with yourself. Great minds like Marcus Aurelius understood the power of repetition and discipline. They knew that daily action is the key to creating destiny. They left us with wisdom that is still relevant today to help each of us take control of our lives. This video is your guide to living a conscious life. A life where every action, every habit serves your purpose. Ready to learn how to do it? Then let's get started. How do you start your day? This simple question may seem insignificant, but it actually plays a crucial role in your life. The morning hours are the foundation on which your entire day is built, and day by day your life is put together. That's why the first habit we're going to look at is to start each day consciously. Many people wake up on autopilot. They immediately grab their phone, check messages, news, social media. Their minds are instantly filled with other people's words, stress, and chaos. But Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, taught us to start the day differently. Every morning, fill your mind with the right thoughts, he wrote. This reminds us that morning is the time when we can set the tone for everything that happens next. A conscious start to the day begins with gratitude. Upon waking up, think about what you can be grateful for. It could be your family, your health, the opportunity to live and grow. Gratitude helps us to see the value of the present moment and set ourselves up for a positive attitude. Afterward, take a few minutes to reflect. Marcus Aurelius suggested using the morning hours to have an inner dialogue with yourself. Ask yourself the questions. What do I want to be today? How can I live this day in harmony with my values? Questions like these help us identify our goals for the day and stay focused on what really matters. Mindfulness in the morning also involves waking up physically and mentally. A light exercise or a walk in the fresh air can help you feel alert and energized. And a short meditation or reading an inspirational text can set your mind at ease and clear. It is important to remember that morning is a time for you. It is not a time for fuss and bother. Put your phone away, turn off the news, allow yourself at least 15 to 20 minutes of full attention to yourself. This small ritual will set the right tone for the whole day and help you make more informed decisions. Marcus Aurelius said that every morning we should prepare to face the world. The world can be chaotic, people can be intemperate or rude. But if we start the day with inner peace, nothing and no one can knock us out of balance. In addition to an inner attitude, it's important to plan your day. Take a few minutes to write down key tasks and priorities, but don't aim to fill every hour. Leave room for spontaneity and conscious relaxation. Planning helps you not only organize your time, but also focus on what's important, avoiding distraction. Think of it this way. Every morning is a new chance to start fresh, to correct mistakes, to be better than yesterday. The habit of consciously starting your day may seem simple, but its impact on your life is enormous. When you start practicing this habit, you will notice how your attitude to life will change. Your morning mindset will become your support, your resource that you will carry through the day. It will become a defense against the chaos and stress that the world is filled with. So, make mindful mornings a habit. Take a few minutes for yourself. Start the day with gratitude, reflection, and planning. And remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The beginning of the day is the beginning of your life. In today's world, many of us strive for instant results. We want to achieve success quickly, change our lives immediately, or solve all our problems in one day. But true transformation doesn't happen overnight. The great Marcus Aurelius knew that great change is the result of small but constant steps, and therein lies the second habit. Learn the art of small steps. Every action you take, even the tiniest one, affects your destiny. But often we underestimate small steps, thinking they don't matter. We think we can't achieve our goals without big and dramatic changes. But the truth is that every great journey begins with the first small step. Aurelius wrote, "Don't think about the end goal. Focus on what you can do now." This is a reminder that change happens in the present moment. When you direct your attention to small actions, they begin to accumulate. And that accumulation over time becomes a force that can change your entire life. Think of it as a habit-building process. If you want to change your life, start with something simple. For example, do you want to get healthier? Don't aim to run a marathon all at once. Start by taking a 10-minute walk a day. Want to become more productive? Don't try to overhaul your entire time system at once. Focus on one task you can improve on today. Small steps allow you to avoid overwhelming yourself. Often big goals seem daunting, which is why we put them off until later. But if you break a goal down into small tasks, they become achievable. For example, instead of telling yourself, "I want to write a book," start with 1 page a day. In a year, you'll have a finished draft. This habit is also about patience. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, all great things are created by time. Expecting quick results only disappoints. But if you learn to be excited about progress, even small progress, you will stay motivated and confident. Small steps give you the opportunity to improve yourself incrementally. Imagine if you got even 1% better every day. In a year, you would be 37 times better than when you started. This is the power of accumulation, which many people neglect. But the Stoics knew that it's small changes like this that create great people. Another important part of this habit is the ability to be consistent. One small step may seem insignificant, but when you take it every day, it becomes a new reality. Consistency is more important than speed. Consistency wins even when energy is running low, because it works through repetition. Think about how this habit can impact your life. What can you do today? What small task will bring you closer to your goal? Maybe it's just one line in a journal you write in the morning, or 10 minutes of reading a book that inspires you. And remember, small steps are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of wisdom. You are not rushing. You are not trying to jump above your head. You are acting deliberately, building a solid foundation for the future. When you start practicing the art of small steps, you stop being afraid of change. You realize that any mountain can be conquered if you move step by step. As Marcus Aurelius said, do everything with love for the present moment, and the result will find you. So start practicing this habit today. Don't wait for the perfect time. A small step now is better than a perfect plan that will remain in your head. Destiny is created here and now, step by step. Your destiny is not only what you do, it is also what you think. Every action, every decision is born from the thoughts that run through your mind. And that is why the third habit that shapes destiny is controlling your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said, "Everything we see depends on how we look at it." Man colors the world with the colors of his thoughts. This means that the external world has no power over you. How you perceive events depends only on your mind. Stoicism teaches us that it is control over the inner world that determines our strength and peace of mind. Let's look at how this works. Imagine two situations. The first person encounters a problem and immediately starts thinking, "Why did this happen to me? It's not fair." The second person sees the same problem but thinks, "This is an opportunity to become stronger. I can handle it." Notice that the circumstances themselves are the same, but the attitude toward them is completely different. Thought control begins with awareness. We often don't notice the thoughts that come into our minds. They can be negative, disturbing, or destructive. But if you begin to track them, you can change their direction. As Aurelius said, avoid letting your mind wander. Keep it on what helps you grow. Start simple. When you notice a negative thought, stop. Ask yourself, does this thought help me become a better person? Is it leading me toward my goal? If the answer is no, replace it with a thought that will benefit you. For example, instead of "I can't do it," tell yourself, "I can do it if I take it one step at a time." It's important to realize that thoughts shape not only your perceptions, but also your emotions. Negative thoughts lead to anxiety, fear, and irritation. and positive thoughts lead to calmness, confidence, and joy. Marcus Aurelius wrote that emotions are not a reaction to the world, but the result of our interpretations. So by controlling your thoughts, you control your emotions as well. Controlling your thoughts also helps you focus on the present moment. We often worry about the future or worry about the past. But as Aurelius taught, the past is gone and the future has not yet come. All we have is the present moment. When you focus on the here and now, your mind becomes clear and your actions become effective. This habit takes practice. At first, you may find it difficult to notice your thoughts, but over time it will become easier. Start with small steps. For example, make it a habit to analyze your thoughts daily. Ask yourself questions. Which thoughts helped me today? Which ones got in the way? This will allow you to better understand your mind and learn how to control it. Thought control is the path to inner freedom. When you stop being a slave to your negative beliefs, you become the master of your life. You no longer react to circumstances automatically. You act consciously, making decisions that are in line with your values and goals. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "It is not the outside world that controls you, but how you perceive it. Take control of your thoughts, and you'll see your world begin to change." So start this practice today. When you face a challenge, don't let negative thoughts take over. Find an opportunity to see it as a lesson, a chance to become stronger. Thought control is one of the most powerful habits that will help you shape your destiny. In the hustle and bustle of the modern world, we often forget about one of the most important sources of strength and peace of mind: nature. It surrounds us, it inspires us, and it is always ready to remind us of what is really important. That is why the fourth habit that shapes destiny is to live in harmony with nature. Marcus Aurelius taught, "We are part of nature, and our lives are in harmony with its laws." In knowing nature, we know ourselves. These words remind us that we are not separate from the world around us. We are part of a great system where everything is interconnected. And when we live in harmony with nature, we find harmony within ourselves. What does it mean to live in harmony with nature? It is not only taking care of the environment, although that is certainly important. It is the ability to notice the beauty and wisdom of nature, to take its rhythms as an example, and to realize that it can teach us to be strong and patient. Start simple, spend more time outdoors. Even a short walk in a park or forest can clear your mind and fill your heart with peace. Nature teaches us to slow down, listen, and observe. When you walk under the canopy of trees or stand by the water, you realize how unimportant daily worries become. Aurelius also reminded us that nature is an example of unchanging discipline and order. The sun rises and sets every day. The river flows without asking if it is easy. The tree grows, accepting the rains and winds as part of its destiny. This shows us that life requires constancy and acceptance. But nature teaches us not only resilience, but also flexibility. Look at a tree in a storm. It bends but does not break. It adapts to the wind to withstand. In the same way, you can learn to adapt to life's difficulties without losing your inner strength. Living in harmony with nature is also about being grateful for what it provides. Water, air, food, light. Everything that sustains our lives comes from nature. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on gratitude as the foundation of a conscious life. He wrote, "Honor that which nourishes you. Remember that you are its child." This habit helps us not only strengthen our bodies and minds, but also develop a deep connection to the world. When you notice the simple beauty of a sunset or the power of a mountain river, you realize that life is much more than vanity and petty concerns. You feel a unity with something bigger than yourself. In addition, living in harmony with nature reminds us of the importance of cycles. Everything in nature obeys rhythms. The changing seasons, the ebb and flow of the tides, birth and fading. It teaches us to accept change as part of life. As Aurelius said, "Do not resist the course of things. Everything happens as it should." By practicing this habit, you will learn not only to find peace in nature, but also to absorb its wisdom. Notice how nature lives its natural rhythm, without hurry or fear. Apply this principle to your life. Allow yourself to live not against the current, but with it. Living in harmony with nature is not just a habit, it's a philosophy. It's a way to reconnect with yourself and the world. It's a way to remind yourself that you are as strong as a mountain and as flexible as a river. So go outside, stop and look around. Breathe in the air, feel the ground beneath your feet. Remind yourself that you are part of something great. And as Marcus Aurelius said, nature gives you everything you need to live a life worth living. It's just important to notice it. Life is full of events that we cannot control. Sometimes they are minor inconveniences, like the rain on the day you forgot your umbrella. Sometimes they are great tragedies that turn our world upside down. But as Marcus Aurelius said, we cannot change external circumstances, but we can change our attitude towards them, and this is the fifth habit that shapes destiny. Acceptance of the inevitable. Stoicism teaches us that fighting what is inevitable brings only suffering. We suffer not from the events themselves, but from our expectations that the world should be different. Acceptance is not weakness, it is strength. It is the ability to face reality and say, "This is life, and I will find a way to live a life worth living." Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What happens does not prevent you from being virtuous. Therefore do not think it is evil." When you face difficulties, remind yourself that it is not an excuse to give up. It is an opportunity to show resilience, wisdom, and patience. Acceptance does not mean passivity. It is an active choice to keep moving forward, no matter what. Acceptance of the inevitable is the ability to see reality as it is, without illusions. It is a refusal to engage in fruitless reflection like, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, ask yourself, "What can I do about it?" When you accept your circumstances, you free up energy to act rather than complain. This habit also helps you overcome fear of the future. We often worry about what could go wrong. But the Stoics reminded us, the future is not in your hands. All you have is the present moment. Instead of fearing the inevitable, prepare for it. Develop the inner strength to face any circumstance with dignity. Aurelius also taught us that acceptance is a way of seeing the world with gratitude. Even in difficulties, you can find lessons and opportunities for growth. He wrote, "Everything that happens is for your good." Even if you don't realize it right away, this reminds us that life doesn't always go according to our plan, but that doesn't mean it's going wrong. How can you practice this habit? Start with the little things. When you encounter a delay, a change in plans, or a setback, stop and think, "Can I change this?" If the answer is no, accept it as part of the journey. If the answer is yes, do what you can, but without resentment or complaining. Accepting the inevitable also requires humility. It is the realization that you are not the center of the universe, and the world does not have to conform to your expectations. But this does not have to depress you. On the contrary, it frees you from the weight of unnecessary resistance. This habit reminds us of the importance of inner freedom. As Aurelius said, true happiness is the ability to enjoy what you have and accept what you don't have. When you accept the inevitable, you free yourself from fear, resentment, and disappointment. And most importantly, accepting the inevitable allows you to focus on what really matters. Instead of dwelling on the past or the future, you begin to live life fully in the here and now. You realize that you can't control the world, but you can control yourself. Adopt this habit into your life. Learn to say to yourself, "This happened, and this is part of my journey." Look for the lessons in every event, even if it seems unfair or painful to you. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nothing that happens is against your nature. Everything is created for your good." Your destiny is not shaped by random events. It is created by your daily actions, your thoughts, and your habits. Today we discussed how small steps can lead to big changes. You learned that consciously choosing habits is the key to changing your life and taking control of it. But what's next? Now it's up to you. Knowledge alone won't change anything unless you take action. Right now, right this minute, you can make a choice. Decide which habits will be your foundation and which ones you're willing to give up for a better version of yourself. Remember, great change starts with one small step, no matter how hard it may seem right now. What matters is that every step, even the smallest, brings you closer to who you want to be. Every day is an opportunity to change your destiny. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. If you want more of these inspirational ideas and practical tips to change your life for the better, subscribe to our channel. Here we share philosophies that help you live consciously, succeed, and find inner peace. Don't forget to give us a like if this video inspired you. Write in the comments what habits have already helped you to become a better person and what habits you are ready to implement after watching it. Your thoughts are important not only for us, but also for those who are reading and looking for inspiration. Every action you take, even a like and a comment, is a step towards a conscious life. Take that step right now. Together we can inspire each other and build a destiny worthy of our potential. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video, where we will continue to explore the depths of philosophy and practical principles of conscious living. Remember, your destiny is in your hands.